What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Oh, Ryan and I both are matching the Jeep and the truck today. Today we're gonna be doing an install of something I've been waiting for since SEMA. Not like waiting like I ordered it, but waiting for it to get released and then for them to actually have it available for me to order. But if you guys remember from my SEMA footage, there was a ton of different LED everything for the JLs. A lot of stuff had come out for the JLs because that was the first SEMA with the new body style Wrangler. One of the things I was really looking forward to was trying to find an LED bar or cube or something with a mounting bracket that would allow me to see out of the rear camera at night, because if any of you guys out there have the JLs with the camera, it's not that easy to see out of at night. So I'm looking for something to light up back behind the Jeep, so that way I can see I'm not gonna back into anything or anybody, because I definitely don't have the backup sensors either. While I was out there, one of the places I stopped was Diode Dynamics, and they actually came up with a pretty neat solution. They actually made a 30-inch that goes across the top here and use these hinges as mounting points on the hard top, so that way the light is sitting nice and high up. It actually sits pretty flush, so it's not going to be like a big spoiler on the top there, but it sits pretty flush against the back of that hard top, so it'll be a nice big beam of light that comes down and pretty much illuminates everything beyond the Jeep, so I will have no trouble seeing at night. As you guys can see, when I unboxed the light bar, we have a couple of stickers from Diode Dynamics. We have a nice one that just says Diode Dynamics, and then we have I like this one, but it's just a big logo and it says Diode Dynamics underneath. We have the 30-inch light bar, the wiring harness. They actually threw in some sunglasses, which are polarized, which are pretty cool, and a lanyard, which is always pretty nice to have. And I'm gonna assume that inside here, opening stuff with one hand is hard. We have some zip ties, another wiring harness, and these are the two brackets that go where the hinges are. So I'm super interested to see how easy this all mounts and the wiring harness goes into the Jeep. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, I know it says use hand tools, but this just makes it so much faster. But you're gonna take one side out at a time, support the glass. I had Ryan help film, but you can do this by yourself. You're just gonna put one hand here, hold the glass, and then put the bracket behind this hinge, put those two 10 mils back in, and then move over to the other side. When it's all said and done, you see we have these brackets. Wow, it's bright outside. But we have these brackets that sit above the hinges, and they fit perfectly around this hard top, so you can see those are the 2 points that the LED will mount to. Ooh, I have to put them up here for a second.
Light bar. Interested because
ooh, that is a nice floodlight pattern. You can see it's just gonna shoot that light in all sorts of directions. Just what we want for the backup.
that come with the harness?
Yeah, harness and switch and everything.
You want it on a switch, or you want it with your backup lights?
I probably don't want it with my backup lights because yeah, I could. But for now, I'm just gonna wire it to that extra switch I have in the front. But I could, yeah, you could wire this to your backup lights, but that kind of prevents a problem.
Presents a problem.
Presents a problem for those of you who are not really, they're kind of like me, they're just daily driving in it, and every time you back out of a parking spot, you're just gonna blind probably every single person behind you, or, you know, if you accidentally throw it in reverse on the road, this is just gonna be insane. It's gonna be right in people's eyes. So I recommend going with the switch. If you want to wire it to your reverse lights, you can always do that later. for right now, I'm just gonna wire it because I have that spare switch in the front. I want this to come down this side so you can run it straight up to the battery. But all the other wiring and shit is here. It's weird because look, it comes out the bottom, and on this side, it would come out like that. And there we have it. It actually sits pretty flush. I know I'm standing pretty low, but I would hold you guys flush. You could see, here, I'll do this from this side. You guys can see how low profile it is compared to the rest of the hardtop. So I don't think it's gonna whistle, because most of the time these things whistle when they're facing the wind. So as Ryan was talking about, he's curious to see if this thing will make any noise going the opposite direction. I mean, maybe if the wind is going down like below the hardtop and this, but Diode Dynamics has come out and said that they've had it installed on a couple of their Jeeps and they say they haven't heard anything yet. So very curious to see how that works out. They tell you to run the harness on this side because the battery for the Jeep is on this side, and you run it down and along the side and all the way up. However, I think all of the other like hardtop stuff is ran here and then up and then down through here. So at some point I'll probably run it up and then cross it over to get to the battery. So that's how I think I'm gonna do it. You guys can do it however you want. I just think that was probably a cleaner look. Plus the way that this harness comes out, it comes out at the bottom. So if you were to flip this light bar over and have the harness come out on the other side, it would actually be facing up, which is a little weird. So I'm just gonna run it like this for now. Now moving on to what pretty much everybody's scared of, wiring, but they made it really simple with this wiring harness. You just connect it to the battery, they included a switch, and then you just run it back to the light bar. Couldn't be easier. Especially since I have my flares removed here, this makes everything fairly accessible. So I wouldn't recommend taking your fender off, but in the off chance that you have to remove your fenders for paint and your inner fender liners, this will make things a lot easier. Let's have the wires run from the battery into the passenger wheel well up until the passenger footwell. You can see here we have, this is the plug for the actual LED bar. There's an extension, so don't worry, that's not all that there is. There's an extension that will run from this all the way to the back. And then you can see here we have our switch. So they give you a switch with this light bar, which is really nice. You can see it connects there. However, I'm going to disconnect these three, because if you guys remember, I installed these three latching switches here. So if I turn it on, it lights up red, and then my cube lights come on, and then my 30-inch on the hood comes on. And then if you remember, I put this third one in as well because of the spacing here was perfect, and I knew that I was going to be installing another light or some electronic device that I would need a switch to. So I just put a third latching switch here. You can see it doesn't light up when I click it. So this one is empty. I'll be wiring the switch to this switch instead of this switch. Now all that's left is to run this plug all the way back on the inside of the cab to the light bar.
Okay, what, come here Sunday, then we have Monday, and then we can leave Tuesday morning or Tuesday, Monday night.
Just got done running the extension wire from the front passenger wheel well down along this edge, across the back here, up the side, along the side. You can see it's poking out right here. And would you believe that it is just enough space to reach the harness here. Like, it is literally, that's like perfect, stretched just perfectly to the max to reach the harness. So beware if you guys are gonna do this, where you're gonna run it to the driver's side, be very, very careful, because it will be very close to like almost not reaching. So that's why if you were to run it over here, there would be, I think, plenty of slack that sits, you know, back behind in here. That's why they wanted to run on this side. So without further ado, let me go ahead and shut all this for you. When I hit the switch, you can see lights up, turns on, which means my light bar, oh my God, how bright that is, even during the day. So I have no doubt in my mind that'll throw enough light behind the Jeep that I'll be able to see out of it at night, especially with this backup camera. But wow, that thing is bright. So bright, in fact, that I was wondering why they would send me sunglasses. So there you have it, the 30-inch light bar from Diode Dynamics that goes across the rear of the hardtop. And it sits so nicely on this hardtop. I was really worried it was gonna look like a big spoiler coming off the back of there, but it looks really, really good. It blends right in. You can almost not even tell. Okay, on camera, it's a little more obvious, but in person, it is really low profile. So that will do it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Super easy install for these Diode Dynamics light bars. I mean, wiring harness, pre-wired, has a switch. You run it all the way to the back, plug it right in, literally plug and play, and just hide your wiring harness and hide the wiring, and you are good to go. I think it's gonna throw a massive amount of light. I'll throw up some clips here of it at night. Still getting ready for Daytona Truck Meet. Ryan just headed back up to Cleveland. We have to get our sponsorship stickers. We have to get our fenders back, put those fenders back on, and we have a ton of other stuff lined up for you guys. So if you have not been here before, get down there, hit subscribe, leave this video a big thumbs up if you guys enjoyed the install. What do you guys think about the 30-inch that goes across the back of the hardtop? Leave some comments below. And as always, guys, we will catch you in the next one.